The Gambia, a country rich in biodiversity and natural resources, is increasingly recognizing the importance of sustainable forestry practices. Community forests play a vital role in the nation's environmental health, providing a source of livelihood for local communities while also preserving vital ecosystems. On Monday, 17 March 2025, the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources appeared before the National Assembly responding to the report of the National Assembly Select Committee on Environment, Sustainable Development and NGO Affairs oversight visit to forests, parks and borehole projects across the country in February 2024, where she announced the establishment of 29 new community forests set to be handed over by June 2025. This, she said, the ministry is keenly promoting initiatives that empower local populations to manage their resources effectively. According to the minister, in a drive to bolster these efforts, the Ministry of Environment is advocating for stronger emphasis on community and joint participatory forest management, as this approach not only enhances local stewardship of forest resources but also encourages private individuals to invest in private forestry, ensuring a more sustainable future for the Gambia's forest. In collaboration with the University of the Gambia, the ministry is also set to introduce undergraduate and graduate courses focusing on forestry management, parks and wildlife management, and natural resources management to equip future foresters and wildlife managers with essential skills.
The ministry is keenly promoting the Community Forest Initiative with 29 newly established community forests to be handed over this year before the end of June 2025. Adding to the already established community forests. And two, that the University of the Gambia should introduce courses at undergraduate and graduate level on forestry management, parks and wildlife management, and natural resource management to build the capacity of foresters and parks and wildlife managers. To respond, through the EBA project, the ministry is collaborating with the University of the Gambia to develop courses at both bachelor's and master's. Example, the degree of BSc Natural Resource Management includes courses in the following: vegetation of West Africa, forest ecology, soil science, aquatic system, land measurement.
As part of its commitment to responsible wildlife management, the minister said the ministry, under her leadership, has mandated that environmental and social impact assessments be conducted prior to the issuance of license for hunting sites.
Environment Agency will be engaged to ensure ESIAs, that's Environment Social Impact Assessments, are implemented as per the NEMA 1994, and it applies to hunting lodges. 4. That adequate resources must be mobilized to provide resources to forestry and parks and wildlife management. Such equipment must include surveillance, drones, protective gears, and mobility. The ministry will continue working on securing funding to the best of its ability to continuously provide modern equipment to its staff.
Speaking on actively seeking to enhance the resources available for forestry and wildlife management, Minister Manjang disclosed that plans are underway to procure modern equipment including surveillance drones, protective gears to bolster the capabilities of field staff. The introduction of large wildlife species such as lions and elephants into national parks is also on the agenda, with the ministry looking for investors to partner in this ambitious rewilding project.
The ministry response is: the reintroduction of wildlife requires extensive investment and expertise. Hence, the ministry is looking at investors with the necessary capital to partner with. The decision has been taken to tender the offer of a concession to investors willing to rewild some of our national parks, including Kiang West and the
Honorable Manjang, in a bid to address agricultural encroachment on forested areas, clarified that no forest land has been allocated for rice or other agricultural production. Instead, efforts will focus on revitalizing eroded lands for sustainable agricultural use in collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture. According to Minister Manjang, the recent appointment of Lieutenant Colonel Salvikor as the Director of Department of Forestry marks a significant step towards ensuring discipline and reducing illegal activities in the forestry sector.
In July 2024, the Ministry prepared a concept to justify the appointment of an Army officer to the position of Director, Department of Forestry. This was shared with the head of the Civil Service and also the Attorney Generals and Chambers to ensure no legal or regulatory regulations was violated. On the 21st February 2025, Lieutenant Colonel Salif Sar of the Gambia Armed Forces was appointed and designated by the Public Service Commission to the position of Director, Department of Forestry. He will be supported initially by a complement of 1 officer and 11 other ranks. This structure is what obtains in our neighboring Senegal, as well as many other countries throughout the world, and we hope to see more discipline within the forest sector and less illegal activity.
This, however, does not sit well with some National Assembly members who seek for more clarification on his appointment.
Honourable Minister, I am concerned about the response provided to question 7, which really brings to light that a security officer has been appointed to the position of a director. And as a former forester, knowing that forestry is a profession and a career in itself, so my question would be, how do you correlate the militarization of the forestry department to the department's quest of A, community forestry, and B, joint forest park management?
Honorable Minister, I am disappointed. I am shocked. You mentioning that since you came to that office, you never had any proposal, any support. So that tells us that your ministry and those institutions under you should be shut down. That's what you are telling us. And by the way, background checkup on Salif that has been appointed, a military man with a military background, and these areas are areas that we want to ensure that the forest cover is protected. You said background education is key. We need to know Salif what is his background. We need to know whether he was an agriculturist, whether he worked with forestry. That background is needed. We cannot just go and bring somebody because of his military background. You think that he can discipline the forest? No.
The key that has motivated the ministry is to induce ethical behavior within the sector, but more so to also stabilize the security of our forest product and the boundaries of the encroachment that we are encountering. But again, this army officer is trainable and is ready to be trained. And we have already plans to train him. Plus the training, we are hopeful that and the discipline as a trained army officer who are more aligned to obeying and accountability and also putting in command system that will support attitudinal change for the establishment of a very responsive behavior. What is relevant here is qualification is important, but result is what we want.
As the Gambia moves forward with this initiative, the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources says it is committed to securing funding and resources necessary to protect its forests and wildlife, ensuring a sustainable future for generations to come.